Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Gaur Premanandi. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 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 Om Ajnanatimirandasya Giranjana Shalakaya Chakshuramilitam Jena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Svapadantikam. Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langayate girim yatkripadamaham vande Sri Gurudinataranam Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanya Ishwaram Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripasindubhyevacha Patitana Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna. So welcome everybody. Today we're reading from Srimad Bhagavad Gita as it is second chapter, contents of the Gita summarized, text number 29. Ascharyavat pashyati kaschidenam, ascharyavat vadati tathaiva chanya, ascharyavat chainam anyak shrinoti, shrutva pyenang vedana chaiva kaschit. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada.
Some look on the soul as amazing, some describe him as amazing, and some hear of him as amazing, while others, even after hearing about him, cannot understand him at all. Purport: since Gita Upanishad, which is another name for the Bhagavad Gita, is largely based on the principles of the Upanishads, it is not surprising to also find this passage in the Katha Upanishad 127. Shravanaya pibahubir yano labhya shrinvato pibahuvoya na vidyu ascharyo bhakta kushalosya labta aschariosya gyata kushalunshishta. The fact that the atomic soul is within the body of a gigantic animal, in the body of a gigantic banyan tree, and also in the microbic germs, millions and billions of which occupy only an inch of space, is certainly very amazing. Men with a poor fund knowledge and men who are not austere cannot understand the wonders of the individual atomic spark or spirit, even though it is explained by the greatest authority of knowledge, who imparted lessons even to Brahma, the first living being in the universe. Owing to a gross material conception of things, most men in this age cannot imagine how such small particle can become both so great and so small. So men look at the soul as wonderful, either by constitution or by description. Illusioned by the material energy, people are so engrossed in subject matters for sense gratification that they have very little time to understand the question of self-understanding, even though it is a fact that without this self-understanding, all activities result in ultimate defeat in the struggle for existence. Perhaps they have no idea that one must think of the soul, and thus make a solution to material miseries. Some people who are inclined to hear about the soul may be attending lectures in good association, but sometimes owing to ignorance, they're misguided by acceptance of the supersoul and the atomic soul as one without a distinction of magnitude. It is very difficult to find a man who perfectly understands the position of the supersoul, the atomic soul, the respective functions, and relationships, and all other major and minor details. And it is still more difficult to find a man who has actually derived full benefit from knowledge of the soul and who is able to describe the position of the soul in different aspects. But if, somehow or other, one is able to understand the subject matter of the soul, then one's life is successful. The easiest process for understanding the subject matter of self, however, is to accept the statements of the Bhagavad Gita, spoken by the greatest authority, Lord Krishna, without being deviated by other theories. You can sit on this chair, Sridhar, it's more comfortable. But it also requires a great deal of penance and sacrifice, either in this life or in the previous ones, before one is able to accept Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Krishna can, however, be known as such by the causeless mercy of the pure devotee, and by no other way. So here in the second chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is explaining to his dear devotee and disciple Arjuna the knowledge of the self. The contents of the Gita summarized. There are 5 main topics in the Gita. Let's see if we get them together. Now, I know you grew up with this. Your grandma knows Bhagavad Gita by heart. You've read it so many times. What are the main 5 themes of the Bhagavad Gita? Well, for the beginning, it's easy. You can just, speculate, and you probably hit one of the 5. So, what do you think is Bhagavad Gita about? Anyone? Work with me, people. This is going to come up in the exam, So. Huh?
Atma.
Okay, wait. Atma, that means the jiva. Yeah. Who am I, right? It's a pretty important thing to know. Would you agree? Because if you don't know who you are, then everything gets exceedingly difficult. What else?
Who is God?
Okay, that's called Ishvara. Ishvara, yes, the controller. You notice that you're not the controller?
Yes.
Yeah? I did. I was just in the bathroom and I wanted to open the latch and I caught my finger. And if I would be God, this wouldn't happen, like I would design latches. I would, those well-paid engineers would actually make them in a way that they don't cut your finger. It may be cheaper to make it the way how they did, but it should be, done in a way that's better. Okay, so we got Jiva or Atma, we got Ishwar. What else we got in the Gita? Main 5 topics. They're going to ask you in your company, to make a presentation of Bhagavad Gita. They will ask you, what are the 5 main topics? So we're doing your homework here. Okay, duty means karma, right? Action. There's some work to be done. You have to be active. You can't just sit here in Sweden and say, oh, we'll just wait till the winter gets over, right? No, it will take a while, right? So you better get busy.
Yoga.
Yoga? Okay, what does it mean? Prakriti? Okay. Material nature is a reality, right? And how to engage with material nature, that's called yoga. Yoga means connection, right? And you have different forms of yoga Krishna is giving. What's the bottom one? Karma yoga. Next one? No, that's all the way at the top. You're jumping ahead. You're going fast track, huh? No time to waste. Gyan, yes. First you act, then Gyan, then what else? Ashram yoga. Ashtanga. Okay, which means Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayam, Pratyahar, Dharana, Dhyan, Samadhi. Okay, yes. Okay, which is part of, in a broader term, is also called Dhyana yoga, or the meditative form of yoga. It's meant to be meditation. So we have karma, we have jnana, we have dhyana. What else we got? Okay, finally. All right, it's been mentioned. Huh? You don't want to waste any time, right, with all the other stuff. You just want to go straight to the top, right? Just give me, just give me kulfi, You know kulfi?
Yes.
Kulfi? Do you like kulfi? Huh? Kulfi works, right? Kulfi, that's the stuff. So, and then what else we got? We got Atma, we got Ishvara, we got Karma, we got Prakriti.
Time.
Kala, yes. Kalosmi. Krishna says, I am time. I'm the time factor. You're going to be out of here in an hour, so don't worry. It'll all be over soon. If you have a clear sense of time, but there are different types of time. There is eternal time, like people on their phones all the time, right? That's eternal time, right? Then you have linear time, like this class. It's got a beginning and it's got an end. And then you have cyclical time, like we spoke about the seasons, right? Okay, now we had a few nice days, right? But you can already feel like it's slowly going down, right? And then winter is going to come. Now, I just came from the Caribbean, and for them, cold means like 18 or 20 degrees, They will, if it gets below 16, they won't go to school or to job, They say like, this is not acceptable. We can't tolerate this. They will work around with fur coats, So, there are different perception of time. So all these are the main 5 topics of the Bhagavad Gita. This guy gave a presentation on this in San Marcos, Lima, Peru, which is the oldest university of the Americas. And I asked the students, so, we talked about all of this, and also how at the end, Krishna asks us, okay, I want you actually to evolve. I want you to not understand only how this world, this universe works, but I want you to go beyond. Because you're of a different nature. You're not actually of this material sphere, but you're actually of the spiritual sphere. And I would like you to reconnect with me and having a loving relationship in the different rasas. So give up all your ideologies. Sarva dharman parityaja, mamekam sharanam braja, angtvang sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami ma shuchaha. 18th chapter, text number 66. Now the first part people like, right? Sarva dharman parityaja. Give up all kinds of dharmas. Very popular, right? No more religion, no more dharmas, no more institutions, no more this and that, no more wars. All these wars that are happening because of what? Because of religion, right? Let's give it all up. But then what's the next line? But surrender exclusively unto me. Okay, oh wow. I still have to surrender. All right, okay, man. I thought I'm easy out, right? No more homework. Do you like homework? No? So no more homework would be a great thing, right? But then, like you see, it's vacation time now, right? but then dad is giving you chores, mom is giving you chores, and it's more than what you get from the teacher. Because the teacher stuff is easy stuff, right? You can do that in the break times, and you already know it, if you're kind of smart. But then you actually get more work to do. So Krishna says, okay, you got to surrender. I want you to surrender. And so after the class, one student, he came up to me and he said, nice talk, but I have a problem. I'm a Marxist. I'm a communist. They're very left, they're very, very, very much to that side of the spectrum there in Peru, especially the intellectuals. And so he said, I'm a Marxist, and I went to the Buddhist center and I wanted to learn how to meditate. Because, I got stress, I got anxiety, there's tension, there's competition, there's so much going on. And now you're they're telling me that you want to meditate, you have to give up all ideologies. But I'm a Marxist, that's my ideology. I can't give up my ideology, but I want to meditate. I say, okay, I got the solution for this. I give you this mantra, and you don't have to meditate, you just chant the mantra, and you'll be fine. He said, okay, great. Tell me, what is it? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Just like we ask people, do you believe in the power of prayer? He certainly believes in the power of prayer. And so then we say, okay, we got a nice prayer for you. We teach them Hare Krishna mantra. And sometimes people say, no, I don't believe in the power of prayer. So then we say, okay, so I'll teach you a mantra. Have you heard of mantra? They say, no, but anything that helps, because I'm in trouble, things are difficult. And then you teach them the mantra. So it doesn't really matter. Yena tena prakarena mana Krishna niseva. Whichever way you can remember Krishna, that is fine. Not everybody is born a Saraswat Brahmin. Any Saraswat Brahmins here? No? One. Okay. It's rare. It's rare. And even amongst them, they have different, degrees and, backgrounds. And then you ask them, okay, so what's your practice? And they go, practice? There's a practice? Yeah, I mean, like not, tea and coffee in bed, before getting up, but like Sandhya, like doing some of that stuff, big news flash. So here, Krishna is telling us something very important. Through Arjuna, he's telling it to the world. Because sometimes people get a little depressed. Do you ever get a little depressed?
Yes.
When it gets dark and cold? And
No.
No? But when you have to face all the challenges in life, right?
That's right.
It can become a little discouraging sometimes. So this is a verse for those days. Krishna is saying, the soul is amazing. Did you know that you're amazing? Did you know that? No? Krishna is saying it 3 times. You're amazing. Huh? Do you want to be a superhero? No? Anybody? You want? Okay, I know it's not California. We're in Sweden here. All right. Everyone's cool, right? They know. Some people want to prove to the world that they're the best, but other people, they know that they're the best. Now, my question to you is, who is more in illusion? Who is more in Maya? The ones who want to prove that they're the best, or the ones that know that they're the best? Now, we could go on having a debate on that, but we chose not to, because we have a topic here at hand. So what is the topic? The soul is amazing. Why is the soul amazing? The soul is Sat Chit Ananda. Is eternal, wise, and blissful. That's our inherent nature. Nitya Siddha Krishna Bhakti Sadhya Kabunoi Shravanadi Shuddha Chitta Koryodoi. Just like when the sun comes up, then all the darkness, okay, of course now there's not much darkness, but in the winter there will be more of that. When the sun actually comes up, all that obscurity, all that uncertainty, all that fog, it will just evaporate by the sun. Just like in India, especially in January, you have a lot of fog. So don't fly into Delhi, in a morning flight before 11 a.m. It's just, you are for certainly going to be delayed, or even at worst case rerouted to some other place. You have all had the experience, right? You've paid the price of experience of don't do this, okay? If you have any options. So the soul is eternal. And why is the soul eternal? Because we're a light force. We're Atma. We're part of Krishna. We're little parts of Krishna. And thus we have inherently his same qualities, his same characteristics. And also, we're wise. We actually have this quality of wisdom, and we're blissful. We're actually happy. As you can see, little children, before you send them to school, they're actually happy. You've noticed? Right? Running around, screaming, yelling. I mean, they think they're singing, but actually they're screaming and yelling their heads off. But then, you send them to school, and what happens? All of a sudden that goes away, right? And things turn in a different direction. So, Krishna is giving us this Sambandha Gyan, or knowledge about identity and relationship, which is essential, because without that, it's hard to move in this world. If you don't know who you are, and you don't know where you are, and you don't know where you're going, any road will take you there. It will be exceedingly difficult to navigate. Now, how many of you were born here in Stockholm? Okay, 5. I'm impressed. That's pretty rare. Now, all the others, what are you doing here? Huh?
Coming from India.
Coming from India, yeah. Looking for what? Snow? You can go up to Himachal, Snow is available.
Yeah.
Huh? That's the question that we should be asking ourselves. What am I actually looking for? Because otherwise, I might not find what I'm looking for. So it's a good proposition. Now, I was in Monterrey, Mexico, at the Tecnológico, which is like the equivalency of MIT in Massachusetts, and they pay $50,000, 500,000 krona per year just for tuition. And I asked them, so you learn how to read, you learn how to write, you learn how to count? They said yes. But did they teach you how to think? And they were a little shocked. They were a little puzzled. How can this gringo, how can this guy with the big nose ask us this? And I said, what does it mean to think? And I'm asking you, what does it mean to think? What does thinking consist of?
Being independent.
Independent? That means you're not just rotely repeating like a parrot. Memorization can be done by birds, by monkeys, by other types of animals. In fact, in Spanish Fork, Utah, they have a restaurant. Very nice, beautiful temple there. And you go into the restaurant, you open the door, and this parrot, and he says, Prabhu! 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 And you go like, hey, yeah, he's talking to me, right? No, he's a parrot. He just knows somebody moves, I say Prabhu, and they'll feed me some seeds, But if you grab him by the neck, he goes, ah! So, memorization is the lowest form of learning. The lowest form of learning. So don't just define yourself by how much memorization capacity you have. What does thinking mean? Okay, it's close there, it's warm. Independence means you can think independently. That means you're not just going by hearsay or by textbooks. What does it mean to think independently? What do you have to do to think independently? Let's just analyze. What is this process? What does it mean to be an independent thinker?
To get knowledge.
Get knowledge from where?
Out of the box.
Out of the box, yeah. But what is outside of the box? The box is anda. It's this universe. It's an egg, and it's got big shells. It's quite packed, tight. And inside, you only have blue, red, and yellow, which represent Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas. And you have a mixture of these three, which will give you all the variety that you can see in this world. 3 times 3 is 9, 9 times 9 is 81, 81 times 81 is going to come up in the exam. So at the end, you keep going, you get 8,400,000. And somebody asked me, but it doesn't add up, you know? It's not exact. If you keep on. And I said, don't worry, you know? Don't worry. It will work out. It will work out. So this universe is a closed circuit. You can't get anything except blue, red, and yellow. Now, if you want to have different information outside of the box, where do you get it from?
Experience.
No, your experience is just of this variety. All your faculties, all that you have experienced is of these three different variables.
It comes from someone
From someone
who is
not inside the box.
aware of what's going on outside.
So who would that be?
Consciousness.
Yes. What's the original consciousness? What's the source of consciousness? That's Ishvara. That's Krishna. You have to get information from someone who is not under the influences of the three modes of material nature, from someone who is beyond. And that is Krishna. That is Krishna. The one who made the game, who made the rules of the game, he knows how things move. So, what else defines thinking?
Asking questions.
Hey! Asking questions. What kind of questions? Like how much is the dollar to the Swedish krona? Or how much does it cost to take a cab to the airport? Or how much is pani puri, you know, at the Indian restaurant? What kind of questions? You know, the birds are asking questions. You noticed? You hear the birds sometimes? They're all talking, you know. Why didn't you bring the milk, you know? Why are you home late? Where you been? All that stuff. It's going on all day and all night. What kind of questions?
Question that supports logic and rational thinking.
Yeah, but so many things are not logical and rational.
Existential questions.
Yeah. Like,
Who am I?
who am I? And what I'm supposed to be doing here?
My purpose.
My purpose, yes. What is my purpose? What is my ultimate goal? Not just get through the day, get through the year, get through, you know, the Swedish winter or the Swedish experience, but where am I going? I ask all the students when I meet them, what is your biggest distraction? Is it the mind, the phone, or the fear of not reaching your ultimate purpose? And they usually say all three in that sequence. How did you know? I say, well, you know, I have a mind, I have a phone, and I am also asking myself the same thing. Am I just kicking the can down the road and paying toll fees as I go along, or trying to avoid them and then paying more, obviously? Or am I actually fulfilling my dharma, my intended purpose? Dharma means the true nature of things. And Ayurveda defines the three factors of disease, in case you wanted to know, as acting against your dharma, against your nature, taking on more food than you can digest and process, and having ambitions or desires that are contrary to your capacity or to your nature. Like you won't be the president of the United States, and you probably won't play NBA. Now, we have to live with that, right? But we can still do amazing things according to Krishna. We are born amazing, but we have to remember that. We have to be mindful of that, because sometimes it's easy to forget that. And you start thinking, how do you define yourself? The way you define success is what will define your success. Keami, who am I? If you ask anybody, who are you? What would they tell you?
Their name.